two, one. Welcome everyone to CBC Comics. It's a weekly again.
I'm back.
You can follow me on Twitter at Mitch692. You can follow the channel by googling Comic Book House. You'll find us everywhere. And also you can check out the little join button next to the sub button on YouTube. And there's a ton of perks and stuff there, and we'll be starting all those up soon. So check that out. Army made a video about it on Friday or Saturday, I believe. So if you want more details on it, just click that, or just just click and you'll get all the information there. So yeah, think about that one because you'll get a ton of stuff. And of course, once again, I'm joined by Sean.
Hello. You can follow me at SeanSendio01 and Twitter and everywhere else. So.
I was gonna say not Instagram. Instagram was.
Yeah, I mean, you can follow me on Instagram too, but my Twitter is kind of low, so jump on board, man.
Need to get the balance sorted.
I want my ego to come up.
That is social media imbalance. Must be sorted. But yeah, we did. It's still post Comic Con, so there's like nothing really. But
everything's been announced.
Yeah, it really has. But luckily, thanks to a leak. Or potential leak from Amazon, so thank you, Amazon. We have some Annihilation agenda details, which they're pretty interesting. If you read the Annihilation in 2006 or until whenever that thing ran to, basically, you know, a nihilist in the negative zone, tired of living in a dying universe, kind of wants to take over us. This one, apparently, the little thing reads from Amazon, the negative zone is under siege. Now the Lord of the Negative Zone Annihilus makes a call for help to the various heroes he once fought against. It's an all-out battle as Nova, Silver Surfer, and some of your favorite cosmic heroes try to prevent the next annihilation. So it's literally just the typical flip of everything. Yeah. It's like, hey, I know I tried to kill you, but I need your help.
I don't know, man. That kind of didn't Civil War 2 happen similar to this? Like where they kind of flipped it?
Kind of, and it's like, hey, it's Iron Man and Captain Marvel, and yeah, there's a very weak argument.
I felt like that one kind of tarnished the original Civil War a little bit when I read it. I'm like, this just isn't as good. It shouldn't even be called Civil War in any way.
I mean, to be fair, Civil War, the originals.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's true.
It's just like Mark Millar doesn't have a clue how anyone acts.
Robots. But do you think that could happen to the? Because I mean, let's face it.
I hope not. I hope it doesn't turn out like that.
Because I mean, the first Annihilation does have is really good. Like, you know, like I thought it was really pivotal, especially like when it led into like the next parts of that, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, it set the stage for kind of like not necessarily the MCU as a whole, but you know that
the status quo.
The Guardians, yeah. You know, we didn't have the Guardians now, like they'd be nowhere. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, at least that lineup would have been kind of different for sure.
I mean, if it was going to happen, I imagine it would have been the originals. So like the team at the end of the second one, but because
and then the movies would have been different too. Or if the movies would have been there, you know. So it kind of I felt like it influenced a little bit.
Oh yeah, it was definitely like I mean, let's be honest, that Guardians run was literally just for these events. So
exactly.
It's kind of like it was, you know, it's the reason why.
Very influential.
But is it like? I don't know. It's a very weak premise, to be perfectly honest. But
what do you think the threat is? That is.
See, that's the interesting part. It's like who could threaten a nihilist in the negative zone?
I mean, I know. Like, I'm going to take Thanos off the board because I don't think that's the character.
No, because it's kind of like why was Thanos want a negative zone?
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit,
do you think that's like the Cancer universe might come back?
Could be the Cancerverse. I'm actually not sure.
Because I kind of like that would be interesting to me because I did like those characters, like you know.
It's an interesting concept where you can't die.
Yeah.
Like death is just dead. But it's a tricky one because it's like, well, who is there? Like, and who would want the negative zone? Unless it's someone completely new, and of course you're never going to guess it then.
Yeah, yeah. To me, it is. I don't know. Like I kind of like. I'm trying to like look, like I've been like since read that news, I've been like kind of trying to search for characters that are existing that could like challenge Annihilus. I mean, do you think it might be a new character? Just
I'm gonna go the assumption it's a new character.
Yeah.
Unless like they use the Horde, like the whole celestial like counterbalance thing, and do it that way. No, I'm not sure if the Horde was the Annihilation wave to begin with. I don't think it was. But it's maybe they do the Horde and you can start setting Eternals up again. No, but that's more of a wishful thought. But it's like, give me Eternals, Marvel.
It sounds like Mitch's like wish list right
there. Oh, it definitely is. Every time a creator says that they're working on something, it's like, is it Eternals?
Like,
are you doing Eternals? Like, no, okay.
You're determined to wish that to exist.
Right? Oh, I will. The minute that thing gets announced, I'm taking claim. Like, this is
like,
my doing. This is my doing. You are welcome, 3 people that will read this book. You are welcome. It's weird because like when this all came out, people. I think it was Bleeding Cool said it was Donny Cates, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not me," but it's like, "But you're doing Guardians. You're currently doing the space stuff, so I think you're probably a safer bet than none." But then that is 2 Donny Cates events like back to back. I think he's doing anyway, so it very well could be a Donny Cates event. But and also it seems like a Donny Cates event in general, like Annihilation Wave, like very like. Hardcore, like kill everything, murder, rip people apart. Like.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Nova and Silver Surfer because like those are just recently like brought back characters, right?
I'm not sure if Silver Surfer ever really went away.
Yeah, I thought that like the Silver Surfer
Nova came back recently because he did die at the Thanos Imperative or
he's been gone for a while, right?
Yeah, because they then brought in Sam Alexander Nova, and then I think he came back in Original Sin, so it's been like 6 years, but they've never really done anything with him since. But he is currently on the Kate's Guardians run, so there is that.
That's a good thing that Gerald said. It was Dark Century. I mean,
but is it Dark Century? Is that what he's called now?
Yeah, I think so.
Because the all I remember from the end of the Lemire mini where they merged Sentry and the Void was it's just called Sentry.
Yeah. I mean that's an interesting pull though. If it's that, I mean, like he's got the power to like threaten for sure.
And he did just kind of fly off into space. So
good one, Gerald. Man, we'll give you that one if it does come through.
I say no. If it's Kate's, Noel's a very good a very obvious answer because Donny Cates has put Noel in everything.
Yeah.
Hela, Hela, he's doing something with Hela, so that's another safe bet as well. So I think Sentry would be the most interesting one if that turns out true.
Yeah, because Hela and Noel, the whole character is really interesting, but like you don't want to like put him in everything to like every big event. Then you're just gonna like just kind of.
I'm only just about fine with him being in every Kate's book. It's just like, you know what? All right.
No, he makes sense in like the context of the stories.
So you want him to have a mark on the Marvel universe as a whole. So in your own books, fine. No, I'm reading enough that isn't Kate's to kind of justify. So.
Gerald said that like, what if Silver Surfer Black is building towards his? Like...
I mean, sure, could be. I still haven't read that. I'm like 2-3 issues behind on it, so.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet. It's sitting, but
I'd say like it's sitting there waiting, but like I got the end of issue 1 spoiled, and then I knew the twist, and it's like, I'll catch up on it.
Yeah, it's definitely calling to me for sure.
I mean, apparently it's really good. Like it looks great as well. So.
Yeah, I like the art for sure.
Definitely, it's just one of those where it's like, I just got to get around to it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I only have a finite amount of time in the day, so
and all those hot toys in the storage container, only a finite amount.
Yeah. Don't remind me. I kind of knew that was coming. So, Like she. Funny story. She didn't give me an ultimatum. She just said, "Until we get a house, this needs to go in there." I'm
it's like, until this is happening. It's like,
but the best thing is like the storage unit is like literally down the street. So I don't have to go too far.
I mean, at least you got your closet back. You know, so that's something.
Yeah, well, that was the plan. She gets the closet that she gave it to me. Now it's hers. So.
I mean, to be fair, she could, take it back. Right? You were just holding this for me, and
I'll give her a mulligan this time because she's pregnant. So, like, I didn't.
I imagine she'll get the mulligan more than once.
Oh yeah. I only say that just to save face, man. Because
happy wife, happy life after.
Yeah. And the poor Hot Toys sit in the storage unit in a section.
Oh, it's a sad time. But I honestly, I'm a bit tentative if this information for Annihilation is legit, because Amazon listings, I'm not 100% sure if those are always correct or not.
They have a tendency to be kind of off sometimes too. So but I mean, look, it does sound to me the description sounds really interesting. That's the only way that I could see that going, because they can't just rehash the original, and just and call it a day. They had to do something. Obviously, had to do something different to set it apart and make it more interesting.
And also, according to Amazon, that's where there's no creative team. You got it's going to be 6 issues. It's going to be Annihilation Alpha #1, and then issues dubbed A1 through E1.
Jesus Christ!
It's a bit weird. It's like, are you going to do 6 issues of just #1s?
Do you think this is definitely gonna cross over in the other books?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. Anything that's kind of cosmic is gonna cross over with this.
Another $100 a month book habits.
Probably, yeah.
they
at least it's like you got until. It starts. Yeah, you got until November, so start saving after that.
Yeah, my budget is already killed. So,
but speaking of budgets and saving, Rob Liefeld has lost control of Youngblood and all those characters. So I can hear the collected whimper of the comic community crying that we've lost such creative characters and influential characters.
Who knows?
His cultural milestones. That is Youngblood.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Like, in the control of somebody else, they might actually be interesting and look human in the book.
I mean, that's if any studio's dumb enough to pay money to use them.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think anyone's gonna look at them now and be like, yeah, these are a
moneymaker.
Yeah.
They see black, not red. Okay.
Yeah.
Or is it the other way around?
I
don't know. Like, Liefeld, to me, I have zero sympathy for him at this point.
No. And to be fair, did you read his statement on this on Facebook?
No. What was the?
It's 7 paragraphs long.
Jesus Christ. Really?
And it's literally he says he kind of lost control. He gave like a little history on when he made it originally. Like he had to get a partner, and there's all this stuff, and then that partner sold it off to someone else, and he didn't know about that, and then all this happened, and then the guy recently told Liefeld that he can help make him the next Todd McFarlane, because apparently he doesn't know who Rob Liefeld is, which is hilarious, because that's got to really knock Liefeld down a couple of pegs.
Do you think that was a joke, or?
I hope not. If it is a joke, it's hilarious, but at the same time, if it's not, it's still just as funny. Because it's kind of like, you're not as big as you think you are, because you're a colossal
failure.
Bell, then end.
Yeah, he can give me as many, I don't know, like excuses and like plead to my humanity. When it comes down to it, he probably created his own problems. And like, I mean, to be fair, like the guy is well off. Why care?
Yeah. I mean, unless he's not.
Well, I mean, if he's not, then he's
because he does come across like he constantly brags. I say come across. He does
Yeah.
constantly brag about how amazing. Even in this, he's like, "Oh, I'm such a creative mind. Don't worry about me. I'm fine." It's like you have done nothing.
Yeah,
in 30 years, you have done nothing like that. I'm sorry. You took credit for Deadpool. You didn't make that.
Yeah. I mean, like he has two things that he could call a success. You know, his
Deadpool and Kraven.
Yeah, and that's but I mean, like after that, like his the Youngblood man, like they were terrible.
No one cares. No one cares.
Terrible. They were the worst ones in that Image universe.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they don't look human. They're just not anatomically correct, man. You know,
he goes here. He's like, I have Bloodstrike Brigade, but he just lists stuff like the fact that he thinks these names alone would sell in 2019 is hilarious. He's like, I've and others in my portfolio completely under my domain. As I informed everyone last year, I walked away from Netflix deal because I felt it was the best opportunity at the time.
They said no.
It's like, I'm pretty sure they didn't want to pay you the Mark Millar money. Like, let's be honest here, Rob.
You threw down the number and they laughed.
It's just like, who are you?
Yeah. Did he take credit for like pouches too? I mean, I created pouches on characters, man.
I mean, he created the pouch.
Yeah.
He can actually, in theory, say he has that claim. But...
like the worst fashion sense and the superheroes is his claim.
It basically all kind of seems to stem down to that the guy didn't know who he was and he wanted to make movies, and then Liefeld's like, no, this is my stuff. And he's like, he goes on to say like a studio won't make a property without the approval of the original creator, and it's like, you sure? Because only really just in the last couple of years that people have started adding creator credits to these movies, so I don't think they really give a toss about you who made it.
They only care about the intellectual rights. You know, whoever owns them, that's who they care about. They don't care about who created them. I mean,
and all these bad comic book movies, like I don't think they care about the creators in the slightest. If they did, they take note of that.
Exactly.
They might be respectful to what originally was there. But...
Yeah, you know, I think the problem with Liefeld though is he created his own problems. I mean, he's a loudmouth. He's obnoxious. And whether or not that's a character that he plays, that's how people perceive him as. Like nobody cares about him.
No, he's one of the most egotistical people I think I've ever seen. There's no it screams of insecurity. Not that I'm anyone to psychoanalyze someone, because God help us all. But it's very much like, hey, look at me, I did this thing. You know, I'm so much better than this. You're wrong, I'm right. It's like
he's basically waving his arms in the air, go, look at me, look at me.
That's all he does. It's like you're hiding something, and it's clearly not as all sunshine and roses as you make it out to be. But...
He's hiding that bachelor apartment building that he lives in because he can't afford to do anything else.
This bit, long story short, after failing to come to terms on 2 movie deals in recent years, including the movie deal in 2017 that I was certain was moving forward, and it's just like there's got to be a reason why.
Well, and I can speak from a studio perspective. It's like they don't want to deal with people like him. People like him are like, they don't want, because I can just see him walk me into a studio and saying, "This is the best thing ever. I'm not going to compromise. This is what I want." And then studios are going to go, "Well, Youngblood, what? You know who?" You know,
and let's take notice of the comparisons between Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane right now.
Yeah.
Two people that think they are the absolute shite in God's gift to comics.
For sure.
Where are their movies right now? You know, Todd's saying he's going to kickstart the Spawn movie. He's that desperate to get this thing going because he's seen dollar signs from Marvel.
Yeah.
So
there's huge difference between and I'm not a McFarlane apologist, but if you got to compare the two, I think McFarlane is 10 times more successful than that. Life of but
at the same time, it's these two very arrogant, egotistical people. Kind of like. Yeah, well, what you created, people don't tend to like anymore. Right?
It's true, because you look at McFarlane's stuff now. It's like him basically making other people's properties.
Yeah.
And his properties are just sitting in, like, like nobody wants to make a Spawn movie. Nobody wants to see a Spawn movie. Like this, if it was 1990, maybe.
I said no one wants a Spawn movie last year when Todd said it for like the 16th time in 3 years, I think. And I had the one Spawn fan on me. It's just like, guy, you are alone in this situation.
You're
you
alone.
Are brave. I salute the commitment. But
Army of one, man.
It's like the circus went that way. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, but all things aside, a Spawn movie will probably get made faster and quicker than Youngblood.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's got more of a chance. It's kind of recognized. People remember the '90s movie at least.
But yeah, like I don't see either one of these movies being properties being made into anything. I mean, these properties are so way in the past. Nobody remembers half that stuff. Especially Youngblood. Who's Youngblood isn't even relevant anymore.
No. The only people that know Youngblood, I don't even know.
Is Rob Liefeld. That's it.
Oh yeah, people only know Youngblood because Rob Liefeld keeps talking about it, and there's the occasional headline, and it's like, oh, Youngblood, cool. What's this thing?
Yeah, and then they read it and they go, "Oh no,
what the hell is this? This is bad.
This right now."
How do I unsee something, Google?
Yeah, I mean, I would never want to watch. I wouldn't even if this thing was made, I wouldn't watch it. Even if it was presented for free, I
mean, I'd probably have to unless I'm me. Like, yeah,
you're forced to do it. You're it's your punishment.
Maybe the audio commentary, maybe the ones, but that's bad.
Yeah, I think these properties that time has passed. It's just never they're not as relevant as the characters like Batman, Superman, and all that, man. Like they just never stood a chance to be that relevant. Rest in peace, man. I'll pour a 40 on the sidewalk for your characters.
It's like, good luck, Liefeld. I wouldn't wish ill will to you in the slightest because karma will bite you quick in the ass.
But I can tell you this, it'll be very entertaining to watch this plane go down, though.
Yeah. But just because I don't wish it upon you, don't mean I have any sympathy for it.
Exactly. I just don't care, period.
I have very little sympathy for people at the best of times, and you definitely ain't going to be one on the receiving end of that.
Yeah. And they don't even have a comic anymore, do they?
No, because they can't, because he hasn't got the rights.
Like
the guy who brought the rights after, I can't remember the dude's name who was part of Life before, said you can audition to publish the comic.
It's hilarious.
It's like that's how little people think of Rob Liefeld. Like the dude who owns and made Youngblood, who you then sold part of it off, is kind of you can audition for it.
You think that would knock him down a peg and make him more humble, but I think it made him more egotistical.
Oh, it made him angrier. You can tell full well that's the reason why he's done. I am done with this. No more.
Yeah. Well, I think that's
onto his next chapter. Onto the next chapter with characters such as
what? Pouch the movie? Yeah, I think the only reason he's saying it's done is because he's forced to say it's done because there's
pretty
nothing
much,
he can do.
Yeah. It sounds very saving face.
Yeah, he's does he have any say so? No. So I guess you would be done by default.
It's. I do kind of feel bad for him. It's
yeah, I mean, a part of my human being soul does, but
it's not a legitimate sympathy for him because lol no, but it's kind of sad.
Well, it just the end. That my thought is it's just like what you said. You reap what you sow. This whole time, this guy has been just loud, obnoxious, berating things, and now he's got nothing really.
Yeah, I assume he's got a ton of money. But
oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's well off, but he's got to look at that name and go, I can never do any of this stuff ever again. I create these characters and I have absolutely no.
That guy,
they can literally make a porn parody out of these like movies, and like he cannot take credit for it. You know,
that they will not go down with the foot fetish community. I can tell you that right now.
Well, I mean, there's always the pouch fetish, you know, and like
yeah, I'm sure to some extent they
and like the obnoxious human, you know, like out of proportion human body is, you know, like
yeah. But yeah, we're gonna move on. So apologies about this.
Sorry about that.
There might be a slight audio hiccup, but it's fine. It's fine.
It's
yeah, Tom Taylor is apparently gonna kill the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man
again.
Yes.
Not to say Tom Taylor.
I'll say, would you count Amazing Spider-Man 700 as him dying?
I don't, man.
I suppose technically he did die, didn't he?
I guess, but like, I guess.
It's just like, I suppose, you know, there was the whole thing of like, is it actually Peter, or is it just a memory of Peter Parker that's now Peter Parker? Like, I just noticed Dan Slott likes doing that. He did it with Peter Parker, and he's doing it with Tony Stark right now. It's like, am I actually Tony Stark, or am I just like a figment of Tony Stark that's running around? Okay. That's an interesting point. Anyway, that's wildly off topic. But yeah, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Apparently, Peter Parker's going to be found dead in his own neighborhood. And who done it? Only Spider-Man knows. But how can you find out who did it if Spider-Man's dead? Yeah, this is going to be for Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 12. It's unfortunately a series that I have not been keeping up with. So
yeah, neither.
It's just one of those, like, it's a tertiary Spider-Man book, and I'm struggling to keep up with the main Spider-Man book. So.
Yeah, like it's weird when like you get like two different like books for the same character, but they're doing two different things at the same time.
Oh, and it's going to be more as well, because there's like a Freaky Friday Spider-Man Venom book coming out.
Awesome.
And I was like, I was going to talk about it, but I was like, nah.
You want to kill our brains.
There's only so many times I can go, I don't like reading tertiary character books.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of go into that like this thought that like, does this really matter? Am I putting like time and effort into the story, and it just doesn't matter?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I feel kind of validated not reading this, because it's like, oh, it's clearly not canon.
Yeah,
I know certain things have referenced this book, but at the same time, it's like, he's not gonna be dead because Amazing's still going. Like, they're not gonna kill him off and then have like Mary Jane take over in that book or whatever. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird one.
Do you like Tom Taylor though?
Oh, I love Tom Taylor. Like, I'd love Tom Taylor on like the main Spider-Man book once Spencer's done, but it's just like, I feel kind of bad that he's having a tertiary Spider-Man book. But if he's happy about it, I suppose cool. I'd rather have had more Gabby and Laura, but that's just me personally.
You sound perturbed about that. But...
yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I don't. They haven't treated either of them right since. It's kind of like agreed. It doesn't help. The X-Men editor currently is a bit of a pleb. So yeah, but we'll see. But I don't know. It's an interesting little thing. It's like, well, how do you kill him off? Like, is this canon anymore? Is it not? Yeah. I assume it's Marvel, so it kind of most likely is. But at the same time,
yeah. Did you see some of the covers that had like Mary Jane in the costume? And...
There's a thing about Mary Jane in a minute and taking her. Cause I think she's getting her own little mini-series. I don't know if she's going to become like a spider. Like if they're going to try and pull over like the Renew Your Vows side where he's married and has the kid. Slowly try and pull it over here or not. But because they did. No, we got a Spider Gwen. Why not I'm Spider MJ?
I don't know. Do you think you're going to read this? Because I don't know.
Probably not. I'll probably not. It's 12 issues. I'm not going to catch up on 12 just to read this. No.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will tell me what's happened.
Yeah, the bits and pieces of it. Yeah. Or you just log on to Wikipedia and watch.
I mean, there is that. No doubt Discord will talk about it in the spoilers channel for comics, and then I'll just click on the tag and read it and be like, oh, cool. And just go about my day.
Glad I didn't buy that.
Just like, that's where I'm at with Tertiary Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I try not to I don't know. I really don't like investing time into like those like tertiary characters and like the stories. Like I want to like put all my time into like the main stuff like that way because I know that stuff counts.
Definitely, it's like I don't know. It's just a weird one. It's just a weird.
Do you think it's just like a gimmick or like a?
It's just like, hey, we gotta make, it's like Batman. We gotta put more Batman books out there. Quick, make 9 of them. Have an imprint for Batman.
Show us Batwing.
We'll sell Batman and Batman accessories.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like do you think they're actually gonna kill the character and then?
No. No. Like there's something. There's obviously a twist to it.
We're gonna find out it's like Chameleon or something.
Yeah, I mean that'd be cool if it was Chameleon. I don't think Chameleon's been around for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that character.
We just had Kraven, so having Chameleon in another Spider-Man book was kind of like poetic justice.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably read the synopsis when it comes out, and I'll leave it as that.
Yeah, It's a more personal take on. I mean, more personal takes is quite it is refreshing once in a while, but it's just like, you can have that in the main, but you don't need an entire separate series for it.
Exactly. Yeah. It just I don't know, man. Like it seems kind of like they have to they want to make another book, and I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's like something I'm into.
No. So I hear nothing but good things about it, and it's just like, more power to people that like it and enjoy it and pay for it and all that. But it's like, not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me.
I'll catch the Cliff Notes version and then call it there.
And say unless they end it on issue 12, because books tend to end at 12 issues these days, and kind of funny. It's like, hey, he's dead now. That's it. Story over.
He's never coming back either.
Find that in the Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Issue number 1 coming in September.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna make that the main one.
No. It'd be interesting if they did. It's like, hey, he's dead.
We're gonna kill him.
Again.
No more Spider-Man.
It went so well last time. We're gonna do it.
Yeah. We don't talk about that stuff.
I mean, I love both his death.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't seem interesting to me. Like,
he's working on 14 right now. Oh, okay. See, then he isn't dead. He's alive.
Yeah.
It's all a marketing gimmick.
It's a gimmick. There's a foil cover and let's glare.
Oh God. There's a fold-out tombstone, a Spider-Man cover.
Isn't there?
I mean, if there isn't, it's money on the table, Marvel. What are you doing? That's a free idea I just gave you, because I know you ain't going to pay me for that one.
I mean, at this point, there's Venom covers. Why not?
There's going to be a ton of Carnage covers starting this week. Yeah. Carnage starts.
Yeah. Carnage is...
He's everywhere. Which, to be fair, I'm excited for that. So
yeah. See that I mean, that definitely makes me interested. But this to me doesn't sound like it. There's nothing. It doesn't seem like it will carry any weight because they're not actually gonna kill the character.
No.
So
it very much screams like the marketing everyone hates, where it's just it's gonna change everything. It's like, he's dead. It's like,
don't think so. Psych.
This is why I don't like citations. Just ignore for the most part, but it's like, hey, because he's dead.
And that's all they put in the solicitation. Is
pretty much. Obviously, not going to tell you about how or why he's dead and how they're going to solve it. But it's just like, he's dead in his own neighborhood. Suck it.
The end.
And that's all he wrote. But speaking of that's all he wrote, that's a really nice way out of this conversation. The comics of the week. I read Avengers. I think it's 22. I think.
Yeah, with the
challenge of the Ghost Riders. Yeah. This was Did you read it?
Yeah.
This was a good issue. Just Jason Aaron likes his Ghost Riders, and you can tell.
Yeah.
I'm happy he likes his Ghost Riders.
You could tell that they're trying to pull that character into the limelight for a little bit, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. But what I there was a little period of time where it looked like Aaron was going to completely ignore Robbie's origin.
Yeah.
Like the entire Felipe Smith stuff was going to completely ignore. In this issue, he's like, no, all of that remains intact. Like, there might be some tweaks, but it's all intact. It's like the only difference now is the car's quiet.
Yeah.
Why is the car quiet? We don't know why the car's quiet, but the car is doing some weird and crazy shit.
I love the cover to this issue too.
The cover's fantastic with Blaze on the throne. Yeah, it looks so cool.
It's just like it says Challenge of the Ghost Riders, like, which means there's definitely more than just one Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be Blaze, there's gonna be Robbie, there's gonna be
Catch. Probably.
I was like, I know the name. It's like, how long can I say Robbie for? And like, while trying to think of Catch.
The illegitimate child of.
Yeah. It's going to be Alejandra, no doubt. No doubt. What's his name? Is it? I want to say Carter Slade. Is the Wild West one.
Yeah, that's it. It definitely feels like that. That Secret Wars.
Yeah, the Ghost Race.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I loved it, man.
Really cool. I don't know if Eli's back, chat. They definitely they do say Eli was in the car, and Eli is the reason why he's a Ghost Rider in the first place. And they're like, he goes, I didn't make a deal for this. I just kind of like, I just came back as a Ghost Rider sort of thing. He's like, I want this out. I want an exorcism.
So do you think they're gonna get rid of the character of Eli, or do you think?
I don't know. Like, I hope not. Well, I mean, to me, in a way, it's like I kind of hope not, because it made the dynamic interesting. But at the same time, it's like it's kind of the logical conclusion to that arc. Like, you have to get rid of Eli for the character to move forward.
Yeah, because I mean, like, from what I heard is like they're gonna kind of rejigger the origin of Robbie a little bit.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that would surprise me. But
I mean, because like I think they're gonna.
To be fair, like us not really knowing if he made. Well, we might have known if he made the deal or not. I can't really remember it. And this book kind of posing the question, like, did he make the deal? Like, there's room to like move stuff around, add stuff in. So, and it's not like origins get changed all the time. So it's like, it's part of comics.
Yeah, I mean, like, Tony Stark was in the Vietnam War era when he got the costume too, and like they rejigger a lot of things.
I can't even remember what war now he was in, or if it's like
I can't remember, but I think they moved it from the Vietnam, and they went to Iraq.
So I think it might be the Iraq one.
Yeah, I think they did more like what the movie. Did.
Which would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it would make him. It would bring him. I don't know how old he is in the comics, but
I think he's around 40, something.
Okay, like that. Yeah, I mean that would make sense. Like, because I was in Iraq, and I'm like 40. I'm 42, so I mean
Hey, you're versus Tony Stark. There we go.
It's slightly chubbier and less smart.
Look, hey, there's an alt universe version of everyone. You might have got the short end of the Tony stick, but
I'll keep reminding that to my wife every time she says like I really haven't done anything. So I'll just say maybe in the universe I was like Tony Stark.
Yes, chat. Gabe is around. He has been in the series a couple of times. So.
I'm glad they kept him in.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do Robbie without Gabe.
Yeah, it's true. Can't. Even if they change the origin, where like to kind of like make it more of like a Ghost Rider, like if you take away the brother, I think it's
his entire motivation for everything. Yeah, like, you can't get rid of it. And I was surprised Shield never did. Shield do Gabe?
Yeah.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they just made him older. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah. I think he's gonna be carried over into the new show too. So.
Good. You need that. I need more of those too.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I say more. I just need to see them like the proper interaction. Because we didn't get a lot of it in Shield.
No, not much. But
just fair enough, I suppose. There wasn't a lot of time, so. Yeah. But no, it's like this was a really good. It's just a very interesting start to an arc, because Hellstrom's in here now, and he's like, he's telling Cap, it's like, hey, get out here, you get some hell in your soul. It's like, no, I'm staying. I'm not that pure. I might be Captain America, but I'm not that pure. But it was very enjoyable. If you haven't been reading Avengers, this is a decent place to start.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a great place to start because it's it starts a new arc, So.
So, and every arc's been very self-contained.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, there's like connections that pass over and whatnot, but it's very much like hey, this is just a new starting point.
Yeah, they treat every start of the new arc as if like there's a new reader coming on for the first time, which is nice. Yeah.
And it's just an event. It's like the most Avengers book the Avengers book has been in about 10 years. Like it's very much that like I think the issue before this was just them in a pool in a hot tub.
Yeah, that was awesome. With Tony Stark with the helmet on.
Yeah, it's like hey, everyone's naked apart from Robbie and Carol. I'm like, hey. Even Captain America's in the nud. So good.
It's very manly.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing more manly than naked men.
I mean, you can't be any more manly than that.
I guess you could. I was going to say something then, but I was like, actually, no, that might get the wrong people in the comments. I'm not going to say that one. But yeah, we're going to end off on that one. So if you haven't read it, check it out. It's a really good book. A lot of people said the first arc for Avengers was kind of meh, but then it instantly picks up. It's like I can see why. Like I really like the first arc because you put Celestials in front of me and I'm just like a dribbling. It's like it's a beat.
I thought it was interesting the first arc. I mean,
the only thing I can say wrong about the first arc is the Eternals dying off screen. And it's just like you're kind of debating me here. Like,
yeah,
that's exactly my reaction. It's just like why.
You pretty much like they gave you what you wanted and took what you liked away.
They gave me what they wanted, but it was attached to a bat and they beat me with it.
Oh, you like Celestials? Here they are. Oh yeah, by the way, the Eternals have died. It was off screen.
If there's ever a more monkey paw moment, it was that one.
Yeah.
This is how we're supposed to go this way. But yeah, very highly recommended. But to move on to what's going to be a fair long conversation, I imagine. And I will get the name right this time. Powers of 10. Number 1. Okay. It's not X, it's 10, so get it right. Otherwise, Hickman will smite. No.
He will tweet you back angrily and say no.
He's not a very forgiving god. He still has the grudge against Marvel, and he's currently working for Marvel. So yeah, this is
yeah, man.
It's definitely an issue.
Where do you start? I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm going to ask you a question to begin off with.
Yes.
Is it wrong that I'm finding both House of X and Powers of 10 very much a House of M cross Days of Future Past sort of thing?
No. I couldn't fault you with that. I mean, there's a lot of elements in the first couple in the first issues of these that kind of give you that vibe, like.
So House of X, obviously, House of M isn't a very easy thing to make, but like the whole, we have what we want sort of thing. Like all mutants are finally getting what they want, and I can only imagine it's all just gonna come crashing down. Which, to be fair, I say imagine I did it again. Powers of 10 literally kind of tells you, yeah, this comes crashing down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like they have about 30 years of this, and then
they have 30 years of bliss, and then it just comes tumbling down on top of them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we do like they play with the Marvel sliding time scale in this because there's like X year 0, there's X year 10, which is the present. There's X100 and there's X1000. So we go all the way like 10 millennia in the future. Where it's a very different future to what and one that I can't imagine is gonna stay.
And they brought back the most obscure character in the X-Men.
What, Nimrod?
Yeah. I'm like,
I love Nimrod.
Like,
yeah. I can't remember if Nimrod was this like childish before.
Yeah, there was a couple things that kind of like threw me for a loop, and like when he apologized. It's like that didn't seem like Nimrod. Yeah, it seemed like he. I couldn't tell what he was like. I don't know, like what he was thinking when he said that. It sounded like this doesn't sound like like a mutant hating, machine. This sounds like
No,
like
it's very it's kind of sinister, for like, pun intended. But it's like just more like the childlike nature of him in this.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
there's something not right. But then at the end, it's just to jump completely to that. I'm gonna do what this book does. Like Nimrod's there and he's tiny and he's kind of
baby
so,
like.
yeah. So Nimrod kind of he's going to be a constant in this, I imagine.
Yeah.
But yes, Chet. Everything in Marvel's happened within a 15-year time span.
Yeah.
So the whole thing with Moira McTaggart and Charles, which I assume is not confirmation, but like it's leading to maybe that like he's Charles Xavier in House of X with the helmet and everything. Like there's not actually a difference. But the weird thing is like he doesn't know who Moira McTaggart is.
Yeah. And can not to jump around again. Do you remember it's like when they're 100 years into the future, and it shows like the green Magneto, and who I'm assuming is Zorn. Yeah. Is that Groot? Does that look like Groot?
That is Black Tom Cassidy.
Okay, that was probably my second guess. Yeah.
I only know that's Black Tom Cassidy because I asked Twitter, and I'm like, look, it's been long enough. Like, who is Treebeard here? Like, it can't be Groot. Like, there's no way that's Groot. And people are like, it's Black Tom Cassidy. And I was like, well, I forgot about the tree stuff. Like, that's very good.
Now, do you think that's Magneto too?
Yeah,
yeah. That's so weird. It reminds me of Polaris, though.
Yeah. It's well, I suppose the whole green stuff is a very instant Polaris connection. But I assume what Hickman's going playing off of is the whole he can rejuvenate himself.
Ah, man, that's kind of weird.
Like he can use the magnetic poles of the Earth to I think that's how they explain how he was young again recently in the I think Colin Bunn run from 2014 or like Marvel Now. So like he can de-age himself and live longer, which is why he's an Omega level mutant, I suppose.
Because I automatically thought that I'm thinking in myself, I was like, are these really who they look like? Because the Wolverine, do you think it's just because I'm thinking, is this a pod person from the House of X?
Could very well be a pod person. Because
we don't know.
Then again, there's not many mutants left, so
that's true. And I guess Wolverine would be amongst the people that will be in that future because
he's Wolverine.
He's Wolverine.
According to Jason Aaron, he's one of two beings at the end of time as the Phoenix. So
I like the design of Zorn.
Yeah, Zorn. I can't tell if it's Zorn or if it's the other one because they're literally the same thing. It's just like
and I love, and I keep jumping around. I'm sorry. I love the design of the magic / Colossus.
Rasputin.
Yeah, Rasputin.
Yeah, she's dope. I love all of this. Just that entire concept where they've gone hey, Sinister took a lot of mutant DNA. It was what they wanted, and they just made these chimera class mutants. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I love the whole. I can tell this is gonna be a fan favorite for sure.
Oh yes, she was a fan favorite the second they announced. When they had I can't remember who did the cover, but there was a painted sort of cover, and you had Cardinal on the left hand side, right, and then there was everyone. It was virtually a mirrored shot. There's 3 different Wolverines and everything.
Oh yeah.
From that cover, that moment on, people loved her. And it's I need to know who she is. Who is she? I need to know this right now.
Yeah. And just to let you know, I got sucked into the whole very cover black hole.
I can't blame you, to be honest. Can't blame you.
I literally, and this is no lie, I bought all of them. Including the including the 1 in 100 version, which was the Jack Kirby. I got sucked into that whole so fast because they all looked great,
If I could have afforded all of that, I would have done the exact same thing.
Well, to be fair, I got that one on eBay pretty cheap. It was like $50 on that, but
that's. 50 is pretty cheap. I would never pay 60 for a cover. I paid 10 once and almost.
It's true.
I just paid 10 for this. No, that's nuts.
Offer it now. 10. 40. No, 10 even.
I say I wouldn't like. There was an Art Germ variant for Captain Marvel #1, like not the Kelly Sue. Whoever's writing it now, I can't remember her name. I feel really bad about it. But like, I missed it originally, and I saw it for like 60 quid, and I'm like, I'm not buying that. It's like, I want, but no.
Was it the sketch one or? Was it...
No, it was the Art Germ, where it's like a more realistic anime sort of cover. Like,
okay.
Yeah, he sells like mad. It's nuts. Like everyone wants him. I was like, oh, I so want the cover, but the price, like, no.
Yeah, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker.
But in this, we do learn that House of X is not going to end well.
No,
it's going to end very badly. There's only 10,000 of them left at some point.
In some many aspects, like the humans aren't gonna like come out squeaky clean.
Oh no, the humans are done. Humans are done.
Like,
I mean, after all, there's, as far as we know, there's only 2 left in a small little biodome. At the end of time, it's like, oh great, we're a zoo attraction.
At best.
So, but then again, looking at it and looking at our world right now, yes, being a zoo attraction is probably what we deserve. Yeah.
I think Hitman nailed it on the head with that one.
Oh yeah. But no, we. There's, what did I say again? There's 10,000 of them. Was it 8,000? Is in like the Shi'ar.
Yeah.
8,000 live on Shi'ar colonies. Some are in the not Gladiator Corps. What they're called?
I know what you're talking about.
There's the group with the that name's gonna bug me.
Imperial Guard, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Imperial Guard. Yeah, Imperial Guard. Yeah. So you got a lot of them in there. There's like 2 on like. Is it 2 on Earth and no? There's 8 on Asteroid K.
K, yeah.
Because obviously Asteroid Krakoa.
Like,
there was 10, but 2 just died. Well, I say 2 died. One died. We don't even know who it is. We never saw it. And then the other one was a hound called Silo or something like that.
Yeah.
And like they're a new breed of hounds where they were made from the man-machine mutant war. And it was like they're mutants, obviously bred to betray the mutants and hunt them down. And like they all had black brains, which is a really cool idea. It's a really really cool looking thing as well. It's like just this black brain sticking out.
That's gotta be the worst way to go out too, though. Like.
Oh yeah, just being stuck in a pod full of nanobots and information like a hard drive for the rest of eternity.
It's just like you're basically like a thumb drive for the remaining of your life.
Yeah, but then if you go back to House of X, like you can see what Orcus this is what Orcus is leading up to. Yeah, gotta be the whole like Omega Sentinel. Then you got Nimrod there, like. Yeah,
it's like 2 and 2 adds equals Nimrod.
Also, I assume it's the Tri-Sentinel we saw at the beginning. Yeah, that very much like, hey, I watched Evangelion once, and I'm gonna make a Sentinel.
Didn't they have a Tri-Sentinel before?
There was a Tri-Sentinel before, but it never looked like that.
Yeah, it looked.
It's like that's 100% a neighbor. I'm not going to complain. I love it. And, I'm all here for more Evangelion influence in Marvel. It's like peanut butter and chocolate for me. But it's just like, yeah, I know exactly what you watched. I see you. I see you, RB Silver. No, good man.
Yeah, I'm also digging like I would say present day storyline where like Mystique and
we got a bit more of that, didn't we? Where it's like, you're not going to help your fellow mutant. It's like no. It's like, oh, you're not going to help it. It's like no. No, it's what I'm doing, but at the same time,
that's not what I'm here for.
everyone's got to pay their way in this new Krakoa world, according to Charles Xavier. Which I mean, you suppose you would have, wouldn't you? Everyone's got to chip in.
But does this like? I mean, it kind of like kind of lends it to that Charles Xavier is going to be a villain.
That I kind of got that sense. No.
Like he did.
It's very much, but at the same time, it's like, is that really that obvious? Because like, if it's that obvious, I don't think Hitman's going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they take the helmet off and it's not Charles Xavier. It's just.
I thought there's like not a head there. Like, whoa,
Yeah,
it's just the mouth, like just the nose bit from the
just
bottom.
the mouth hole.
Like, oh, Charles, what happened?
Do you think it's like 100%? Do you think that's Charles Xavier?
I don't know, because in this, when they go to like the year 1000 or the 1000 years into the future, and there's the blue dude with Nimrod.
Yeah.
That blue dude looks remarkably like Charles.
Yeah. Like he evolved into something.
It's like, has Charles ascended?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like this, I gotta tell you that. Like it's like the last time I said. Like I love how Hickman does this, where he's just like he puts a little bit out there each and every time, and like just makes you want to come back for more. And like every time I've reread this twice already.
Same.
And I still haven't come to any other conclusion. You know, like
no. The only conclusion I've really come to is like he's doing exactly what he said he's going to do. Where it's like we're going to take something old but make it something new.
Yeah.
And like it's like, you know, as I opened the conversation with, like, you know, it's House of X is like a House of M, and this is a Days Future Past sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean that would lend itself to taking something old and making it new again.
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah.
And then like I love how like not one issue goes by that there's gonna be like a whole bunch of text and graphs. Like
yeah, you get like 3 books in one.
Yeah,
So,
like
not as much graphic design in this one, though.
No.
Kind of like he obviously, you know, he's showing his passion. You know, hopefully House of X 2 this week will have a lot more of the passion graphic design. But we did get a nice little like Jean, like this is what Rasputin's made up of. You know, there's a bit of fire, there's a bit of Kitty Pryde, here's a bit of X-23 or Laura. You know, here's a bit of, I can't think what the other, there was a mutant in there that I was like, that's a throwback. And I was gonna say, then it also gives you like a little bit of backstory of what Sinister was up to. Yeah, and there's like obviously they're gonna have to go to Mars at one point because there was the mutant breeding grounds or pits on Mars. Yeah. So that kind of lends itself to like Charles is breeding like Omega level mutants or something along those lines in House of X, or like the pod people. So are we gonna get like at one point like 3 Magnetos from pods? Like,
oh god, 1 green, 1 red, 1 white.
It's just like.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm absolutely like positively like on board with this, like so far.
Oh yeah. Especially with the whole like Moira McTaggart bit. It's just kind of like
why the heck is that going on?
It's like, why doesn't he know her?
Yeah.
And why does she know him? So,
do you think that's Do you think that's like the reality, or do you think that's like I don't know. Like, see, this is what I love about this, man. Like, I'm throwing out like the speculation, like that's what I love about this series. Is like I'm just like it just makes me think about things.
There's a lot to get your teeth into.
Yeah.
It's very like it's one of the few books that you know. There's a ton of stuff out there that is fantastic, but I don't think there's any right now that are making people talk as much as this.
Oh, for sure, and I mean, like the stuff that he's throwing out in the first issues of this series, it's making
it's nuts.
What it's doing is it's also elevating the character, like because like the characters were like in the pooper for the longest time, and now like
they were done. They were done.
Like nobody really cared about like the X-Men, you know. Like now,
in fairness, there was a lot of people begging for X-Men to come back, but even then, they're kind of like, you know,
make it different.
It's kind of done. Like, do something different with them, please. And they finally got them. So your prayer's been answered.
Yeah,
the fact that it's only been 2 issues and 2 number 1s, and it's just kind of like he's changed them immediately.
Yeah,
like time they feel kind of the same.
The landscape is like completely changed in just like 2 issues. And like every, you know, like I don't know. I definitely dig what he's doing so far.
And we're gonna have to like obviously bookmark this, but because they marketed the page with where Moira or where Charles read Moira's mind, it's kind of like they're saying that's the most important page in X-Men history. So, what did he see? Again, is very much going to be the question. Hopefully, we get an answer to that at the end of the series, like the House and the Hops and Pups.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine we will because it's Hickman, so it's going to have to be like 6 years from now. That'll come back.
I'll be like 50 years old before it comes to light.
We probably won't even get to finish it because YouTube will shut down and we'll all be dead. But
it'll change the land. Yeah, but like
literally be naked in a biodome, surrounded by mutants, powers. Like that's how long this is gonna go.
They're gonna stop physical copies of comics before this. Like,
yeah, like it will be a long time. So strap in.
Yeah, but like he's definitely making it worthwhile though. Like, cause like I never really cared about the X-Men until I started reading this. Like, cause I was starting to reread the Jim Lee run.
Yeah.
And because I thought I connected with that and liked that, but I reread it and I was like, oh man, why was I reading this?
Oh, was it not aged well?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
But
then again, I heard not good thing about New Mutants recently, like the original run of that. It's just like, oh no.
But I mean, it definitely was probably one of the smartest moves of putting him on the team.
Oh yeah. God bless Sapolsky, because that was a get he absolutely had to get, and he got it.
Got it, man.
Well done, Yoshida. Oh.
You earned your money that day.
You're slowly not making up for the whole Akira Yoshida stuff, but you might be starting on the path.
Yeah,
so.
You're going the right track here.
Yeah, you're literally doing God's work, and then God's doing His work in these books
by allowing you to do it.
So yeah, it's you could talk about it for like an hour.
I mean, the sad part is the movies are never going to be like this.
See, I don't know. If I was Feige, I would jump on this immediately.
Yeah, I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I think with the films, I think they're going to go traditional.
I think they will. Yeah, that's probably it's like the safest route. But
I mean, as sad as that, yeah, I know. I would definitely try to incorporate as much as I could of this run in the films, but this is so way out there.
It's will people accept it? So
I was gonna say, I think it'll be more scared, because the general audience are gonna look at this and go, "What?"
This will be a really you do 3 X-Men movies and you end it on a really down bum note.
Yeah.
You start a 4th one and you start it off like House of X #1.
Yeah.
You just throw them in there and it's like, well, okay, what's happened? How did we get from A to B? I need to know now.
Or you just end the movie with a pod. It's just people.
Yeah, you just have the flowers sprout out. Which,
I mean,
that's going to be an interesting one because plants are a massive theme of this.
Yeah. Well, I think this is way too dense and I think it would probably be a disservice to because you would have to seriously rearrange things.
Cut a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You'd have to either do House of X or Powers of 10. You couldn't do both.
Yeah. I mean, at least not right off the bat, But I honestly think when they do the movies, they're probably just gonna go traditional.
Yeah.
To be more broad, more of a broad, because like I said, the general audience is gonna look at this and go, "What?"
Yeah.
I thought Charles Xavier was a good guy.
Well, you thought wrong.
Yeah, he wears a really weird X helmet.
And
trades
apparently,
drugs.
It looks like that Hickman's gonna cripple him again.
Oh, thank God. I mean,
thank God. That's the thing. I know he's not a nice guy, but ouch.
that came out really wrong.
It's
I don't know.
I don't know if it's going to be in Powers of X or Powers of 10 or House of X, but there is an image out there where it's I think it's the Octa Sentinel. Where there's like 8 heads, and then like the arms got like 4 different arms coming off of it. But then in front of it is like Charles Xavier in that classic 90s wheelchair.
Floating wheelchair.
Yeah, it's like, So,
oh man, I don't know. I've never been attached to any one, any idea of him being crippled or not crippled.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. haven't been really a fan of the character anyway. So I think it,
Yeah, it's a very like tough pill to swallow. That guy, just like.
like
I was having an interesting conversation the other day on someone like with Twitter about this, and they were saying like, does he need to be crippled anymore?
Yeah,
because like, he's been so long since he's been crippled. Like, do people even recognize him as that anymore? Like,
yeah. Like,
like if you think about it, the last time he was actually disabled was AVX.
AVX, yeah.
And it's like, sure, he was dead since then, but every time we saw him since, he was walking around. So.
Yeah, I think he's been like non-crippled for a long time, right? Like he's been walking around on this.
So it's at least 6-7 years.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. I mean, are we talking comics or movies? I mean, like,
I think in general.
I think it's. I mean, I don't know, man. In the comics, it really doesn't matter to me. Whether he's walking or floating in his groovy floating chair. I think the movies are probably going to put him in a chair, though, like right off the bat. Right off the bat.
You can see that being some backlash.
And I think the general audience has already been if you ask a person that watched the movie if they've read any of the comics, they probably read the comics that had him in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And they probably already got that, perceived note. I mean, the most recent movies, like where he wasn't like in a wheelchair so much, but like if you ask, I guess like somebody like what a classic Charles Xavier, they probably would say wheelchair.
He's the bald guy in a chair.
Yeah, I mean bald guy and then like a chair, but like to me it doesn't matter. I don't think it takes away from any of the like. He's a jerk, anyways. In the comics, it doesn't matter if he's like in a wheelchair or if he's walking around. He's, like if they completely changed the character and said he was like a nice guy and not a semi-pedophile, then it becomes.
I mean that's Wolverine.
Yeah. Don't get me started with that.
Yeah.
Like he's 150 years old, man. Like,
there was apparently that line in the Beast movie. Where he looks at Jean in the school and he was like, "Oh wait, like really? Someone wrote that down. Lock that person up now."
And I'm pretty sure that like Hugh Jackman probably read that and said, "Nah, I don't think I want to say that."
I'm not coming back after Logan for this.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I think that might have been the catalyst for him saying, "I'm done." Man. I was like, I don't want to be known as a pedophile.
Would not surprise me.
Yeah, I mean,
powers of 10.
Yeah,
away from the moon.
We kind of veered off, but and I say this with like the most, I'm kind of salivating. I want to read the next issue so bad right now.
We've only got 2 days to wait. Back to Monday.
I think these comics are probably the only ones I really buy physically anymore now. Yeah. Like because like. It's just
I can't blame you because each cover is fantastic.
Yeah, and it's kind of does it seem like an event now that like it because it feels like a
mini event. I think just the stories that they feel like were both events.
Yeah,
it probably helps that they feel like events.
Yeah, it's like a self-contained event in the X universe
because and being 6 issues, they tend to be short events. So like, yeah, I can agree with that one definitely.
I mean, like when it's like an event in the sense that it's like this is like huge. It's like like if you like those Hickman runs on the Fantastic Four and Avengers, then it's like it feels like an event in that way. Yeah,
but it feels so different to his Avengers and Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah.
It's so different, which is like one of Hickman's like best things. Like he never feels the same. Apart from his graphic design stuff, that's the only constant in his work.
And then I welcome that a lot, because like that's a great way to me anyways. I love that for the exposition part. Like I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Like if I can just go back and reread the graphics and have fun looking at the graphics. You know?
So I mean, I spent a good quarter of an hour looking at the Rasputin page. So all in this issue, like all of them refer to each other. So it's like, look, here's a little asterisk, and it's like, oh, I've got to go over to this bit and read that bit. Oh, cool, I understand that bit more. And it's just like, I feel smart for reading this thing.
Yeah, it makes you feel like a genius.
That's not an easy thing to do, Hickman. Like you made me feel like I earned a degree that was useful by reading a comics. I think
you gave me the gift of education, man.
You really did.
Do you think that any of these characters will carry over into like?
I hope so. I hope to God Rasputin 4 stays around.
Yeah. Well, I think of any of the characters, she's definitely you're gonna see a lot more, because like she's like an instant hit with everybody, man.
Yeah.
Like
she's just the cool. Like who'd have thought crossing Colossus and Magic into one thing would be cool? Like
do
the
you
two
think
don't tend to go, but it's like, yeah, that's cool design.
On a side note, do you think that's incest? Because like it's weird, right? Like it's
I mean,
like brother and sister, right?
It's not technically incest, but it is gene. Like the genes are incestuous, but they're not incestuous.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go. Yeah.
But then again, it's kind of like, there's.
That's Sinister though.
Yeah.
Sinister's like that weird guy.
It literally is a very sinister thing to do.
Yeah. Take brother and sister and put them inside each other.
And then also take the wife of the brother and put that there.
Yeah.
It's a very small gene pool in that family.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to see what like other, because like isn't Nightcrawler's kind of represented in there somewhere too.
Yeah, there's Cardinal. Yeah, Cardinals that we didn't talk about at all, like the pacifist, the pacifistic.
Yeah.
Like mutants that are bred, and they're like, yeah, no, we're not going to fight. And it's like, oh well, you're
you're
kind of useless to us now, but you can teleport, so off you go. They find if they didn't give us anything on him, which was very much a her issue. It's like, no, this is the one you're going to like. Go with it.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're definitely like they're trying to like skew like the fandom towards that kid.
Yeah, the general reception's very much to her.
But it looks so great though. The design, like
she's definitely like out of the two, like out of Cardinal and Rasputin, she's definitely the better one.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And I think they probably put more time in the design for that.
Yeah, probably. And unless Hickman was like, you know what, I'm going to kill Cardinal next issue. What's the point?
Like, he's blue.
He's Cardinal. You won't like him. He's just red Nightcrawler. He's a bit of a bitch, but yeah, he's dead next issue. Who cares?
Do you think we're going to see any more of those characters? Like
with the ending, with the whole like Black Tom Cassidy bit, which I didn't realize that was Black Tom Cassidy. I must have just completely wiped the tree mutation from my mind.
Yeah, again, I thought it was Groot, so I mean, I guess
a lot of people thought it was Groot. You're not the only one.
But I was trying to struggle to figure out like why would Groot be hanging out with X-Men? You know, like
to be honest, that's the reason why I decided I was like, that's not Groot. It can't be Groot because why would he be there? It's an X-Men book. It's not whatever Groot is. I can't think what it's called.
Well, he's a tree.
Hey, tree. But so yeah, if you're not reading Powers of 10 and you're reading House of X, read Powers of 10.
Yeah, you get more out of it too. I mean, like they complement each other.
It completely changes how you look at House of X.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's a very brave move as well to say, hey, this book you read first, it doesn't really matter because it's all going to go to crap.
Yeah,
it's a very brave step to do that, but then it's kind of like it's the X-Men is going to be time travel in some way.
Yeah. And plus, it's Hickman too. I mean, like you know, it leads to something. Like like he doesn't just do that to do it. You know?
Say there's a reason why we're seeing these time periods.
Yeah, I'm very, very, and I like the new design of Nimrod too. I mean, like it looks the same, but I mean,
is it a new design?
Yeah, I mean, there's like the parts on his back. I feel like we're at it, you know.
True, that's very true. Yeah. Then again, I suppose you could say, yeah, the cool little like Destiny Ghost Nimrod at the end is a new design.
Yeah.
I'm just now a floating eye. That's what I've evolved into.
Yeah.
So I like Nimrod in this issue. He was cool.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and
also just One last thing. The woman that was with Nimrod, was her name Omega or something?
Yeah.
Was she the woman in House of X in the Soul's Hammer station?
I don't know.
Because I think I'm pretty certain she looks the same. Like, it could be a bold woman, but I'm certain same person.
I mean, it would make sense, right?
It's kind of like human machine war. You know, I imagine they're going to be building Nimrod up there or something, because Nimrod's obviously not from our timeline, but I imagine he's going to be now. But who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out soon.
Also, they're using that secret language more too. So like that.
They did. There's gonna be a part in that. Is like, here's your alphabet. Go figure it out.
Yeah, cipher through it, buddy.
Don't let me know on Twitter if you found it out, because that's gonna be everyone.
It's gonna say buy my comic. It's
I'm not sorry, not sorry.
Congratulations, now buy the comic.
But yeah, we are going to end it on that one, because if I don't say I'm going to end it, I'm never not going to end it, because you could go on for hours about this one. Yep. So yeah, that's going to bring us to an end of the show. So thanks everyone for joining, and we'll catch you all next time. Bye.
Later.